See, let's add the stream. Hi guys, can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? We're on YouTube and I don't know why I cannot hear Jen. Hold on, let's see. Maybe it's my headphones. Hold on. Guys, we're having like okay, Jen can hear me. Great. Jen can hear me. But for some reason we cannot hear her. Jen, say something to see if somebody else can hear. Okay, amazing us. Okay, can hear me. Um, Jen, say something because I don't know why I cannot hear Jen. Let's add her to the live stream and see.
Hello? I can't.
Yes. Okay, we can hear you now.
Okay, let me
Wonderful.
throw my headphones. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
perfect. Oh my God, finally. Okay, guys. So, if you guys are tuned in on Instagram, I would suggest that you guys tune in on YouTube because you won't be able to comment, okay? But I put that on here. So, welcome everybody. Welcome everyone. Amazing Aussie. Hi. Rosa. Hi. Who else is in here? There's a couple of people. Some people left, I guess, because the audio was off. But let us, now that we got this audio together, Black Rose, tune in on YouTube. We're on YouTube. Let me play my disclaimer. Okay, we're gonna have to play the disclaimers because people get really crazy on Instagram and YouTube when you talk about topics like this. So we're gonna play the disclaimer. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for the fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair. All topics are for entertainment purposes only. None of the information presented in this video or by B-Girl TV should be taken as fact. Every situation is based on personal experience. Hello, V Squad. Welcome back to another live episode of V Girl TV. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. For those of you who are tuned in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, thank you for taking time out of your day to join us on this live. For those of you who don't know what this topic is about because you're just tuning in or you just so happen to be on here, we're talking about the truth about being black in Panama and talking specifically to someone who I know personally. She's actually my friend and she is born and raised in Panama. And I think that it's important. I think it's important to get a Panamanian, someone who was born and raised in experience because there are a lot of people giving their experiences, not to take away from anyone else's experience, but I feel like there's a lot of people that are making videos on Instagram and they're making videos on YouTube about the black experience in Panama and are not really Panamanians, right? I think that it's so important that we extend this platform to a local Panamanian to get her experience as a black woman living in Panama. Just to give you guys a backstory on Jen and how I met Jen. So I met her 8 years ago. Her father is friends with my father, and I actually met her at my son's fourth birthday party that I had for him in Panama. and she brought her son Marcus. And for me, being as though when I growing up, I never came to the city. So my view on the city was everyone looked mixed or like, like not like me. So when I seen Jen and her sister, right, I was kind of like, oh wow, there are people that look like me that's not from Cologne, because I think the misconception is that all black people are from Cologne and they're from Bocas del Toro, and that is not true, right? So I think that it's super important that you guys know this, that yes, Panama is very diverse. I know from an expat's point of view, you may feel like racism does not exist, and I'm here to tell you that racism exists every single where, okay? My personal opinion, being as though I know both sides, being Panamanian descent and as well as living in the States as well, to me, this country is very classist. It's a very classist country, but that's just my opinion, right? So that's why I have Jen on here, because Jen has spoken a lot, especially when it comes to topics of etnia negra. And for those of you who do not know what etnia negra is, it is Black History Month. Basically, it's Black History Month in Panama. So let's welcome Jen. Okay, let's welcome Jen, and let us give her a round of applause.
Hi everybody, I'm Jenn. Nice meeting you. I'm so happy to be here today.
We can hear you, girl.
Okay, so what you want me to say? Like my experiences?
Okay, so first tell us about yourself. What part of Panama are you from? Your background. Like, obviously we know that you're Panamanian, but are you just your whole entire family's Panamanian, or because I know your background, but people don't know your background. Like, where's your grandmother from,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
Okay, my grandmother is from Costa Rica originally. Specifically, she's from Limon, and her parents were Jamaican. And I also have family in the States. Many of them were born in the States. So it's a mix of I would say not culture, but everything comes from the same thing basically. Because I heard once you said that you did not consider yourself as an Afro Latina, and
Yes.
yeah, people get that twisted. But yes, we were born in Panama, but we do not have the Panamanian culture because
Hold
my
on, Jen.
grandmother, yeah.
Are you? It says that you have echoing, like you're getting feedback, so people can't really hear you too well. So maybe you have to like turn down your volume, or if someone is watching the video from something
On
else,
Instagram, yeah.
you're gonna have to turn it off.
Okay.
Okay, say something now and see if they can hear you.
Okay, I got that in the setting. Echo cancellation was selected. Let's
Is somebody watching the video on YouTube in the house?
no.
Okay.
Um,
Say something.
yes,
I think you sound good
I
now.
can hear the echo. I can hear the echo.
You sound much better now, though.
Okay. So yeah, my grandparents are from Costa Rica, and their parents are from Jamaica. So we were born in Panama, yes, but we do not have the Panamanian culture, and it's all a matter of culture. What we usually, for example, what we eat, the kind of music we listen to. We do not speak Spanish, and so we are not. I would say not from the Panamanian culture for that fact.
Do you have earphones in still, Jen?
Yeah.
You might have to take the earphones out. Oh, now it's worse.
Yes. Hold on. Is it better now?
She has two YouTube videos open. That's probably why.
Remove from. Let me do this.
Sorry, guys. We are.
Wait.
All right, so she's gonna actually sign out and then come back in. But in the meantime, I really wanted to discuss this because I feel like Native Panamanians get forgotten, especially on YouTube. Like they get forgotten. People kind of forget. Like everyone is trying to escape this whole America thing that they don't realize that we have. She's out, so she's gonna come back in. So she's gonna come back in. Thank you guys for being so patient while we work out the kinks on this. Okay, she's back. Let's see. Say something now. Let's see.
Okay, can you hear me?
Can you guys hear her? You sound better to me, but I don't know how it's gonna pick up to everyone else. Say something to see if they can hear you now.
Okay, can you hear me now? I can still hear you. Because I can see two YouTube videos here.
Yeah, because you probably have two YouTube videos opened up. Okay, you know what? I just see. So you have to. You see the link that you sent me right behind that. You have another thing that says V Girl TV stream. X that out.
Okay.
You guys still. I don't hear the echo.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. You still hear the echo?
Okay.
Maybe you need to turn. Let me see if I could turn down your settings on your mic. All right. Try now. Say something. See if they can hear you. Do you guys still hear it? Say something, Jen.
I can still hear the echo. I can still hear. Can you hear me better now?
We have to wait to see if they can. I mean, I can hear you on my end, but I don't know if they can hear you. Renee all day says yep, but I just changed a setting on her mic. So if you guys want to let me know if you can hear, if you still hear it. The only thing that I hear is like you moving.
Okay. They can still hear
Okay. Renee says no. I don't know what that means, Emhala. Can you hear the echo? Rosa says C at the echo, but I just literally just changed the setting on her microphone. So let me turn down your mic. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so for the people who did not hear, your grandmother is from Costa Rica, but your great grandmother was Jamaican. So she grew up when you grew up, you pretty much had the Caribbean culture, Caribbean culture, right?
Yes.
Okay, so turn down the volume on your microphone. Maybe if you turn down the volume on your microphone.
Is this better now? Hold on.
Thank you guys for being so patient while we get this situated. If you look on the bottom of your screen, there should be three little dots, dot, dot, dot. Let me take a picture and send it to you. Oh my God, I know you want to hurry up. Okay, we're gonna hurry up. Okay, we're gonna hurry up.
Okay,
Okay,
so yeah, I got that. So what am I supposed to play?
okay, just click where it says edit mic settings. When you click on edit mic settings, it should have a mic volume. Just turn it down a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, guys, say something, Jen. Let's see if you still have echo in your background.
Okay. Hopefully it's better now. Hello. Hello.
Guys, let us know if she's still echoing. Yes, we will. But Gigi might end up having to be in this live, just so you know if we gotta extend this. Okay, so Jen's background is that she is Panamanian born. Her mother is Panamanian.
Yeah,
And your grandmother was from Costa Rica, and
it
then
is.
her okay is from Costa Rica, and her mother was from Jamaica, right? Okay. I made a video that was very controversial that says that I do not identify as Afro Latina. Okay. And for me, the reason why I made that video as to why I did not identify as Afro Latina is because my background is not necessarily Latino. So just like Jen, yes, my parents are Panamanian, but my great grandparents. It says turn down your speaker. My great grandparents are from Jamaica, right? So I think a lot of the misconception, especially when you see a black Panamanian in the States, is that A, they say that you're from Cologne. Two, they think that everybody in Panama is black, and that's not the case. I had someone write to me and say on my channel that Panama is 90% black. I had to disagree with that because half of the people here in Panama don't even identify as black, right? So, as your experience growing up, um, what was the black experience like growing up starting from elementary school? We'll start with elementary. Wait, you muted the mic. Your mic, you have to unmute. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So of being black in the days, um, I would say because you don't know your identity is not reinforced with positive things. It was not nice being black. Especially because where you know the word chombo comes from. We were very I would say embarrassed of being black back in the days because speaking English was nothing nice when we were little. But because of the strong foundation we had of where we came from, who we are, I think that's why our generation speak English. Many of my friends do not speak English. When I'm talking back in the days, my friends at school, black kids at
Hold
school
on,
who
Jen.
did
I
not.
apologize. They're saying the echo is bad. Try to see if you plug out the headphones. Can you talk?
But I thought that was worse. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's better without the headphones.
You just have to talk a little bit louder though, without the headphone.
Yeah, so it was pretty. Wait, yeah, so speaking English was not a thing back in the day. We were embarrassed of that, and most of it is because positive reinforcement was not a thing. You know, we did not have positive reinforcement.
No, 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 no. It's worse now. The echo is worse. She either has she either has an open okay, you're gonna have to put the earphones. Maybe it's the earphones that you're using. I'm so sorry guys. Do you have another headphone? Okay. I really, yes, she is making some really good points so far. It's just a shame that we can't hear. I'm gonna tell her to log in on her cell phone. We are going to see, guys. This is like this. She would. She's the perfect. The reason why I even picked her is because she is the perfect person to discuss this. She has been on a lot of shows in Panama discussing blackness in Panama, especially during Etnia Negra. If her cell phone is near her laptop, well, if she turns off and if she turns off her cell phone, I mean, if she turns off the laptop and just uses the cell phone, she should be fine. Let me play some music for you guys in the meantime until we can get this together. Are you listening to her through a speaker? Because it sounds like it's a delay. Um, I think the delay is it really has to do with where she is. It was raining in Panama. But I'm gonna play some music for you guys so you guys aren't bored while we wait for her to enter. I got a new track, guys. Let me play some music for you. Thank you guys for being so patient. This is a little crazy. Thank you, Rick B. Guys, we're trying to work this whole thing out on YouTube. Let's hope and pray that we got it. We got it functioning today. Say something.
Okay. It's working.
Okay, guys, what are you hearing? Okay, you ready? Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Okay, guys, is she still echoing? Say something.
Can you hear me now? Echo cancellation, default, speakerphone, wire. Okay, it's better now.
Okay, it's better. Okay. You know what? God is good. Okay, God is good. You know when you're trying to get a message out to the people, the devil is always trying you. So it's all good. You sound better, and people can hear you. So let's start again. Tell the people about your background, where you are from. Why are you still getting an echo, AJ? Why? Why? Maybe you need to move from where you're from, where you're sitting. That's where you're from.
Echo cancellation automatically.
It says still echoing and not clear, y'all.
Okay, I'm in the settings and I clicked on echo cancellation. I also clicked on wired headset and yes, there I
You sound good to me. I don't know. Let me go on YouTube and see, cause I hear you fine. Guys, do you think we should just reschedule this live because it's not going as we planned? I don't know why it's echoing. I don't know why you guys are getting feedback. I have no idea why you guys are getting feedback. Okay, good. They said there is an echo, but I can hear the content. So you're gonna have to just speak up and speak a little bit clearly, and don't go too close to the screen. Okay, go ahead. Okay, I don't know what happened. She got out again. Okay, AJ says that he's in the car.
is there still an echo?
Wow. All right, go ahead, girlfriend.
Okay, so hopefully this time it will work. So yes, my family is basically Caribbean, and we do not have the Panamanian culture per se. But yes, we were all born here. My parents were born here. My cousins, my uncles and aunts, and matter of fact, two of my uncles were born in Palan. So we are Panamanian, but we do not have the Panamanian culture. We all speak English. When I was in elementary school, some of my black friends did not speak English just for the fact that back in the days, black was not like not the thing. Nowadays we have a whole month and everybody's so proud about black ethnicity, but not that was not the way it was back in the days.
Right. So basically, what she's basically saying is that now in Panama, people are embracing their blackness, but back in the day, that was not the case. I did do a video about that and stating that people are now embracing it, but I think. Do you think is are they doing it because it's a trend, or do you think that they really are embracing their blackness because they really are proud to be black?
I think it's more because it's a trend. People love all the styles, hairstyles, the way we dress, the music, but not necessarily love black people.
That's deep. That's deep. Um, it's funny that you say this, and I hate to be so frank, but if I wouldn't be me if I did not speak my truth. I find that here in Panama, exactly what you're saying is people they like the hairstyles, they like the way we dress, they like all this, but they really don't like to be black. And I see that a lot with black men in Panama. Black men in Panama do not like black women. Now, I'm not going to say all, but majority from my experience and what I've seen is that black men in Panama do not like black women, and black women have a tendency of liking white men. Why do you think
People are
that
gonna
is?
come for you. People are gonna come for you.
They always come for me. I'm used to being come for, okay? I'm used to it.
Well, that's I would say that's a general truth. There are always exceptions. I like black men. but I've heard really savage comments on that. I've heard that black men are not uh, professional, and when I say that, they do not like the education wise, right? They're not educated. They don't go to college and stuff like that. They're not well prepared. Yes, and that's, I mean, it's just not true. It's sad. There are professionals out there. Yes, there are. But remember, we're speaking about, in the general,
Right.
what's the norm.
Yes.
So that is true. That is true. And something I wanted to mention is something that I think all black people have experienced here in this country. When you go to a store and you're being followed around in the store, um, you know, I think every black person has experienced that. People, you're being looked at. You're always picked out. Like if you enter a store, you, the security will follow you. And I, I can say that and it was not even a fancy store. And but I think that we are targeted just because we're black. I'm an English teacher, and I used to teach at a private university. And when people saw me, nobody knew I was a professor. Uh, I remember once this cleaning lady, right? She saw me and she was mopping, and as soon as she saw me, she was like, "Get over there! Why don't you get over there? Why are you walking there?" And this other cleaning lady told her, like, "Did you know she's a professor?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." And I told her, "Listen, if I were a student, if I was whoever, you have no rights talking to me like that. Not because I'm a professor, you need to respect and show respect, but just for, just who I am." So, black people here, um, we do feel it. We feel racism every single day. And I would say black women are, hearing a story from a black woman is not the same thing as hearing it from a black man. Black men here in Panama go through a lot. So, it's two different points of view. But yes, we do go through many things that, that other people are not aware of it. And, living in the same country, there are many things that everybody's not aware of in professional environment. When you go to a restaurant, the kind of service you receive, there are many things that, if, for example, the other day I said that when I speak English, they immediately think I'm not Panamanian. And because Panama has that tendency that whenever you're a foreigner, then you get a different treatment. Whether you're black or not, you get a different treatment.
So that's what I don't want to cut you off, but I wanted to ask you this. I mean, you kind of answered the question, but I just want to reiterate the question. Do you feel that black expats versus black Panamanians get different treatment?
Yes, yes, of course, but that's basically because of class. They immediately relate it to money. If you're an expat, they believe you have the money, so you will be treated differently. And if you don't speak English, then they immediately, would say that you don't have money.
Okay. So the comments are coming in, so I want to put them up on the screen. Amazing Oski said, Jen, you are right. Guyanese Brown Sugar says, I wouldn't say it's a trend. They are now comfortable to express themselves as African culture in light of the trend to become a confidence booster. I want to say something in regards to that because, and the only reason why I'm even going to say this is because I experienced it firsthand. So for those of you who do not know, I do have a beauty supply store. So now everybody wants braids, right? Everybody wants to put braids in their hair. I don't think they're doing it. Most people are not doing it because to express their blackness. They're doing it more so because it's a hairstyle, right? And I've heard people come in. Now, you know, when you get braids in your hair as a black woman, you have to get kinky hair. You have to get kinky hair to do the braids. I've heard women come in and say, yo no quiero ese cabello es muy duro. I don't want that hair is too hard. And then it's like, but you're putting braids in your hair. I don't understand that philosophy. So that's why I will say, because maybe partially, yes, there are some people that are embracing their Africanism and their African roots. But I will say that's like maybe 20% of the people, and that's just my opinion. The other 60, right? 60, 80, I mean, what is it? Whatever the percentage is. That sounds stupid right now. But right, the other 80% of the people, they're definitely doing it just for trend. I think Panama has gotten better from the times when I was much younger and I used to come here when I was younger. They have gotten much better, but there are still a lot of things that need to be changed. And that's just, you can elaborate on that if you want, Jen.
Yes, I can also say that that's part of being educated. When I knowledgeable on the topic, that's what I really want to say. Knowledgeable on the topic, meaning that where we come from, positive things. People do not even consider themselves black when they're black. There is this thing in Panama. There is pulizo. There is trigueño. They do not even use the word negro. They want to use the word morena,
Chomba
you know,
Blanca.
chomba blanca, and everything but black, because black is bad. Black is not beautiful, and that's the truth today. Yes, we have black Miss Panama, but they go through a lot just because they do not want to show Panama as black, and like I said, everybody wants braids. I remember back in the days, people got braids for carnivals. Now you see people wearing braids and everything is okay. But when you start feeling that pressure, there's a commercial that this Chinese girl, she just decided to braid her hair because, fashion and all that. And then she had a job interview and she took out her braids. But this black woman had no option. It's not something we can undress or take off or get rid of this. We are black. So that showed that it's fashion. It's just fashion. I decided to remove my braids because I have a job interview, but what the black girl is gonna do?
Exactly. Exactly. I totally understand it. Sandra Hayes says, seems the standard of beauty in Panama is mixed race or white, or some black folks have not learned to embrace their own beauty as a result. So they trying to find other races to date. And it's sad. And let me tell you something. Somebody, I'm not going to out the person because I don't want anybody to go attack them, because my subscribers, they go hard for me, right? He wrote under my post, I think I actually screenshotted it, and because I wanted to share it. I wanted to share it on today, actually. So basically, he was basically telling me that I have a slave mentality because I'm always, okay, here it is. So for those of you who already know, you already know. So he goes, why is it that African Americans or people or Americans always talk about black, right? And then I said to him, what I don't think you realize is the foundation of America for 400 years and still counting was built on race and racism, not only in America, but all parts of the world. So honestly, I'm not sure where you're going with this. And then he wrote something, but he deleted his comment, but he basically said that he was mixed with black and Chinese. So then I said to him, I don't expect for you to understand because you are of mixed race. One day you will experience it and you will be singing another song respectfully. Until then, I will talk about me being black regardless of who likes it. He then tells me that he doesn't understand why am I identifying as black because I'm lighter skinned. So I said this before in another video that for some reason here in Panama, what they consider as black is literally like black. Like you have to look like this in order to for them to continue in order to be considered black. And I'm saying to him, I'm like, if you're the same color as me and you still have these same features as me, the big nose, the big lips, whatever. If you go anywhere outside of the world, outside, you will be considered a black man and you will experience it. Sometimes I feel like it's unfair because yes, you're different because you do embrace your blackness, but a lot of times I feel like people who've never left Panama, they have um this weird concept of what black is and what they think that black is. Why is that?
I would say that you think you're okay, you think you're better if you're lighter than this dark person, but you have no idea that when you leave the country, you're seen as dark, okay? And there is this colorism that lighter people get more opportunities than darker people, right? So if you are lighter between the dark ones in your country, when you leave the country and you're being segregated or you've been discriminated, then you will understand things. But as long as you don't leave the country, you're narrow minded, and you don't feel that pressure, and you don't see that as a reality that you are black.
Right. So,
So yeah,
go ahead.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. No, go ahead.
Yeah, so when they leave the country, for example, these lighter people here in Panama uh get a better treatment, and when they leave the country and they see other, you see other, not other culture, not only other culture, but the way you can I guess discriminated for other reasons, then you will understand, because the thing is that we're not empathetic, and if it doesn't happen to me, it's not true, and I'm not going to understand, and I'm not going to feel for other people. So I'm just going to be narrow minded and say, yeah, I don't know why these darker people get, are so angry. They're so mad at life. Why are they, why they feel that way? Because they've never been through that.
Rosa said, "When I wore locks in the 80s and 90s, I had to be loca. The trenzas and locks are a fashion statement now. This is my daily lividity for 40 plus years." And that is actually a good point that she made, because I remember when I would come to Panama, and even when I decided to permanently stay here, at one point, this was like 8 years ago, so this is not even that long when I moved here, right? In the store, everybody wanted straight hair, and they would say, "Oh no, I can't go to work with my hair like that. Ah, no, yo tengo que poner alisado. I can't go to work like this. I can't go to work like this." Now, because 8 years ago really is not that far from now, you have locks in your hair. Do you think that things have changed for the most part, or do you still get discriminated against because you have locks in?
No, I mean, women here that have locks. Well, I can't talk for others. I'm going to talk for me. I am not going to say that I've felt discriminated because of my hair. I think because of the environment where I work. I work at an international school,
Yes, that's
and
true.
so it's different. Probably if I worked at a store, at a supermarket, where the norm is people that have straight hair, it would be different. It's different. So I really can't say that I've been discriminated because of no.
Do you think that if you worked in a Panamanian school, you would have sensed discrimination there because of your hair?
That's Meluca. I would say if I worked at a bank, it would be different. if I worked at a bank, if I worked at a grocery store, if I worked at El Costo, where the most girls are, they have straight hair, it I would, yes, I would be discriminated.
Okay. Daryl Gold said, "Do you think that the older Panamanians were more Afrocentric?" I don't think so. I think in my well, I would think that I'm not. I can only say from what my parents told me back in their days. My dad did tell me that when he was much younger, he used to wear an afro and bell bottoms because the soul, that whole soul era was what was like the trend
The
in
trend.
those times. But he did tell me that growing up, and my dad had a lot of hair. He had a big afro. He said that in those times, the police would run after the guys and cut off their hair.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's still, I don't know. Jen, what do you say?
That's true. My granddad told us that he worked on the Panama Canal and he was on the Silver Road. And for those who don't know, the Panama Canal, when the white Americans were here, there were there were segregation. There was a segregation, right? And white people, but white Americans were on the Gold Road, which got their payment was more, and black people were on the Silver Road, so they could not drink from the same water fountain. You could not go to the same bathrooms. And I would say that nowadays it's modern. Let's call it a modern segregation because it's not that explicit as it was back then. But yes, my boyfriend, he has locks, and it's all the way down to his knees, and he got a lot of stories. He's also an English professor. He cannot apply to any school. Regular private schools, they're not gonna hire him, regardless of all his diplomas or degrees. He's not gonna get hired because of his locks. Women are supposed to have, and when I say supposed to, is that's in quotation mark, to have their long hair. But when you see a man wearing locks, it's a different story.
But he is, how was he able to, is he in an international school also?
No, he's not. He's been working for Meluga, but not the permanent contract.
Do you think that it has a lot to do with the reason why he does not have a permanent contract is because of his dreads?
Yes, 100% sure.
I feel like with so much going on, I feel like Panama is making a lot of advancement in certain ways, but we're still holding on to other things that just don't even make no sense. Like, even like in my son's school, they're like, oh, his hair can't be this way. And I don't think that they don't understand that black people's hair don't grow down. Our hair
Yes.
grows
Uh-huh.
up and out.
Uh-huh.
And so I've had situations where I had to go to the school and I had to explain, like, hey, like, his hair doesn't grow like that. It does not grow like that. I don't know if it's because it needs to be more educated, more
Yes.
education. I'm sorry, more education in regards to black hair. But do you think that that's something that is ever going to change, or we're going to always have that issue in Panama?
Okay, just to know, there is a law on identity that allows us to go to work, to go to school with our braids, with our hair in a natural state. Okay, if you do have any issues with the school, you can always go to the Ministerio Público, and there is a section on race that that they will support and back you up.
Okay.
Okay, just read it up.
Rosa says, whoop, it went away. Okay, Rosa says, my mother was more African centered, but she still had some ignorant beliefs. She used to tell me, you walk just like a Congo. During the past 10 to 15 years, I've learned how proud being Congo is. Rick B says, "Yup, all facts on that Paul Mooney for real. Everybody wanna be a but nobody wanna be a mm." Renee All Day says, "Girl, yes, leave Panama and come to the States. You are black." Daryl Galt says, "Exactly. Cambios nacionales." Rick B says, "Gold and silver rose." Yes, the gold and silver. So this is what I personally think. Being as though that the Americans have, and America has a lot of influence here in Panama. And I feel like the influence came from back when they were building the canal, right? And because black people were treated with that form of discrimination, with the gold and silver standards, that's what I want to say, they left that here in Panama. So a lot of people, and the reason why I'm going to say this is because I'm actually going to share this screen with you guys. I want to share this with you guys because this is something that this is not even something that's that old. So I don't know if you guys, can you see this on the screen? Yes, you can. Okay, so this article is not too old. It is from 1948. And it says, Los chombos en la escuela panameñas. Okay? This article, guys, is not that old, okay? 1948 is not that long ago. And this is something that was an article that was actually written in the newspaper in Panama, basically saying that they don't want the chombos in the Panamanian school. There was even a law that said that even if you had a child in Panama that is Panamanian, that was born in Panama, they were not considered Panamanian at one point. I don't remember what president that was. Do you know what president? Because I don't remember what president. There you go. So there was a lot of discrimination, and I literally think that this has a lot to do with the influence that white Americans played in Panama when they were building the canal. What do you say, Jen? I'm gonna leave this up there for a little bit for you guys so that you guys are able to see it. I'm actually gonna zoom in. For those, I don't know if everybody can speak Spanish or read Spanish, but this is the article. It is by Enrique. Can't see his name because it's all like blurred. But this is a real article, guys. Can you see it, Jen?
Yeah.
This is a real article that was written in the newspaper, in Panama. Okay? For you guys to see it.
Okay, you did mention that discrimination was here because of white Americans. No, I mean, remember, Panama was part of Colombia, and there was slavery in Colombia up till 1821. And so because we were conquered by Spanish, uh, that's where this slavery basically came from. And so that's way before the Panama Canal. I don't want it to be seen that Americans is who brought segregation to Panama. That was here way, way long before that.
Well, the reason why I say this, I need to correct my words. I don't mean that Americans brought it to Panama. What I mean is that it became something. And the reason why I say this is because slavery in Panama did not last as long as slavery in the U.S. You understand what I'm saying? So if racism, yes, racism exists in Panama, but if racism was really that prevalent in Panama like it was in the U.S., black people would have still been enslaved in Panama for the same amount of time that black people were enslaved in the U.S. Okay. If you understand what I'm trying to say. So Rosa says they did the same thing to Jamaica. Rastas in the 60s and 70s cut their locks. Amazing Oski says my grandfather was also on the same role and he was dark. Rosa said, yep, they had gold and silver districts. Amazing Oski says Americans brought segregation to Panama. What do you feel about that?
I would, I mean, there's still segregation nowadays,
Why do you
and
feel
Americans
that?
are moving like that.
Why do you feel that there's like in what sense do you feel that there's segregation as far as like schools is concerned, like systematic segregation? Is that what you mean when you say there's still segregation?
You talking to me, Donna?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes, of course. Uh, though I was asked the other day if Kalan, and I say Kalan because the majority of people are black and they do not have the same job opportunities. You know, Kalan people ID start with number three, and if you see cédula tres on that job application or your resume, you have a high possibility that you won't get that job. Um, I used to live in Kalan for about 3 years, and I worked at the free zone. They did not hire people from Kalan. They rather hire people from Panama. So there is segregation, and there are no the Americans are not based here right now, and there's still segregation.
So basically, for those of you who don't know what she's referring to, so when you get your ID, which is known as a cedula, whatever part of Panama you are from, it'll start with the first digit in your number. So for example, if you're from Colón, yours will start with a 3 and then you'll get whatever number. If you are from Panama City, yours will start with an 8 and then whatever number. If you start with a 4, I think 4 is like somewhere in the interior.
Chiriquí. Yeah.
Chiriquí. And usually people that live in Chiriquí are not black people. So they kind of know. And I never even really thought about that. It's kind of like what they say in the States with the social security numbers. I don't know how true this is because my daughter's social security is actually not an even number. But they say that if you have an even number, then that means that you're black. And if you have an odd number in the middle, that means that you are white. But my daughter was also born in Panama. So I don't know if that has something to do with her social security and why it's an odd number and not an even number. But I know that they did say that before that that's how they identify whether you are black or white based on your social security number. So I'm not sure. But I never really thought about that with the cedula. So they discriminate basically based on where you're from.
Yes.
Is basically what she's saying. What Jenn is saying. Senya said, "Do you think things will change now that more Black Americans are coming there?"
It depends on where you, because remember, Panama is not only racially discriminating black people, but it's also very classist, as China said. So if you are not in the low class, let's call it that, you are not going to experience the same things that happen to low class black people. If you are in the middle or high class, you know, you have access to better service, you have access to better things. So it's not like it's going to be better, but it will be better in your world. There is a friend of mine called, there is a Panama Premium. And when you live in Panama Premium, everything is basically perfect. You don't have the same experiences as people that are in the low class. So it's not, I wouldn't say that things will be better now that Americans are coming to Panama, because people in the low class will always experience some type of discrimination.
Renee All Day says, "I can agree that Americans brought segregation to Panama. However, Europeans have a hand in it also." Very correct. And also, Renee, thank you for being a member. Okay, thank you for joining my membership. I can see who the members are, guys. Rosa said the ruling Americans are European descendants. Yes. So That is very, very true. Rosa says the mess started with the Spaniards. The Americans that rule America were ruling the Panama Canal are gringos. Well said, V girl. But you know, so something that's crazy. When people refer to gringos, okay, they refer to them as Americans, white Americans.
White American.
But I get called gringo, la gringa also. So
I was called La Gringa in school because I spoke English.
see,
So
you see,
yeah.
so I don't even know. They call me that. They call me that. Um, Rosa said, thanks to the Congos, aka I'm gonna say the Cimarrones, that fought the Spaniards. Daryl Gold said West Indians had to take a test to get citizenships in the
True.
1940s. Yes, Daryl. Oh my God, I forgot to even mention that. Even if they were born in Panama,
Yes.
okay, and I think that you guys should know that even if they were born in Panama in the 1940s, that is still not that's not even that far ago, okay? My grandmother, well, she passed away, but she was alive during that time. So that is insane. It says black Panamanians were forced to learn Spanish or else they would have to return to their islands. Yes, that is true. But also, like the articles that I showed you guys, they didn't want, at that time, the Panamanian government did not want the chumbos in the Panamanian school. So like my grandmother, in my grandmother's time, my grandmother was born and raised in Cologne, but my grandmother did not speak Spanish. My grandmother's Spanish was very, very machucao. And I always used to ask her, like she spoke patois actually, like she had a very, she actually sounded like she was Jamaican, right? And I used to say, Grandma, how come you don't know to speak Spanish? And she would always say, because I went to an English school. So because the Panamanian government didn't want the children of these West Indians to go to school, they had to create their own schools, right? So I think that's why people in my grandmother's generation spoke mostly English and didn't speak Spanish, but the generations that came after them, which would be my mom's generation, would be my generation, they don't speak English at all. And they don't even realize how much of a disservice that they did for themselves, because now the people that speak in English, their last name is Gutierrez, Gonzalez, Rodriguez, all the Spanish names, even Chinese, Asian people are speaking English. And the black people that have names like Walter, Johnson, they don't speak any English because of the embarrassment that they felt back in the day.
Yes.
Daryl Gold said Canal Zone was definitely segregated. My mother worked at the commissary in Gamboa. Canal Zone, whites could buy beef blocks, blacks could not. There were two entrances, definitely silver and gold. That's why I said black people not black people, sorry, whoa. The Americans, the white Americans brought that. And you know what? We're talking about this, and I have followers that are white, so I don't want them to feel like we are attacking them, because everyone is not the same. We're just basically talking about facts that happened at that time. You know your history, clapping for you, Rosa, okay? Okay, so Sandra says Black Americans change perceptions of blacks in the U.S. through protests. I'm gonna say protests, creating their own magazines, Essence, Ebony, etc., to showcase us and get it educated. But it took years. That is why, for me personally, me creating this platform is a way to showcase other Afro-Panamanians or other Black Panamanians, because I feel like there's a lot of talent here in Panama. A lot of talent that gets overlooked by people because of the color of their skin. And I'm going to just say this. There's an artist. I'm not going to say the artist's name. The artist don't have no type of talent. She can't sing a lick. But because she's light-skinned, they're pushing her pushing her to the top. And I've seen black women that are really talented don't get that type of push. Why is that?
Because I would say because when you want to have somebody shine, you gotta have that perfect body. You gotta have that perfect beauty, and beauty is not black. You
Yes, but
know,
the body that this particular person has is the body of a black woman. Technically, if you want to get really technical, black women are voluptuous. They are curvy. They got the
uh huh,
lips.
uh
They
huh,
have they have that. So when you see that people are paying lots of money to get that look, but not really that look, it's a slap in the face.
yeah. But I mean, the problem here is not the black body, but black skin.
Got you. Got you. Um, someone, Senya said, "Can you, Jen? This is for you. Can she describe some of the other discriminations in additions to jobs?"
Okay, I can because I can only say for me. Let me think of some other discrimination I've heard. Probably with police. In Panama, just for you to know, in Panama you can get stopped at any corner to to show your cedula, and they have this device called Pele Police that they will type in your ID number and it will pull up your records. And just because you are black, and that happens basically to men. That really, I can't say that it happens to female as much as it happens to black men. But black men get pulled over just because of being black. I remember once I was sitting at a park um, with my boyfriend in this, and it was not a rich community. It was not a gated community. It was just this little neighborhood where it was predominantly white. And because these people saw us just sitting there talking, they called the police on us. So the police showed up and he asked us, "What are we doing here?" So why would you ask somebody, "Why are you sitting at a park?" Like, what kind of question is that? So I don't know how would you label that, but that's another type of discrimination.
And you see, that's why I wanted to get you on here because my experience is very different from your experience. And I think that when people come on my channel, they have this perception that, oh, everything is all perfect. But there are a group of people that are natives here. So your reality and my reality may be different, but it's not right because we still black at the end of the day. And there's nothing that should separate us. And that's why I say this is a very classist, this is a very classist country. I will say this. What I feel in America, or what I felt living in America, I have not experienced that here in Panama at all. I haven't experienced some of the things that you experienced, and this is not me taking away your experience, because that's not what I'm trying to do, but I am trying to show everyone who's watching two different perspectives so that you guys can listen, take whatever you have to take out of it, and just move on with it. Me personally, I have never experienced being followed in stores. I have never experienced when I did get pulled over by the police, they were definitely very respectful to me. But then again, maybe because I've experienced worse situations in the States by being pulled over by the police, I'm sorry. So maybe it's like, okay, well, I didn't get treated like that. So to me, it's like amazing. But for me, I've always gotten good morning, good afternoon. Can I see your license? I show, okay, go along, you know? But again, it could be just because I don't look what people would assume. I don't look like a regular Panamanian, what people would say. So maybe that is why.
Yeah,
Guyanese.
People usually come up to me speaking in English. They do not think I'm Panamanian, and so that's just for that. People, even though they don't speak English, they come up to me struggling to speak to me in English, and I'm like, "You hablo español." I wanted to mention something. My boyfriend told me when he was younger, and just you to know, he his locks are really long, but like when he was in his teenagers, uh, he did not have his locks. Okay, and he told me that he got kicked in the face by a police. Okay, and that was just because um, young black boys were pulled over every second in the 90s. It was worse in the 90s. So, and he told me he got kicked in the face for no reason.
Is that the reason why now that the police can't really do anything? Because I've seen police get disrespected by civilians all the time here. I've seen police stop people and they be like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh, and they just be like, so is that the reason why they can't do anything because they've abused their powers in the past?
They still do that.
They
You
still
know, they still
physically,
physically abuse, yeah, civilians.
wow. Guys, I
Yeah.
think I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. Does he want to come on does he want to come on and say something? I know it's about you,
Well,
but
he's here. He's not here right now. He
okay.
probably because he's coming from work. He's not here yet. But it will be great to have him on
So
because
we'll
his
get him
experience
on
is
the
way different.
we're gonna do this. We're gonna actually, guys, I'm actually gonna get him on and I'm gonna get not this time, but we're gonna schedule a day for him to come on at another time so that we can get a perspective from a black man because I think it's super important to get the perspective of a black man. So we're definitely gonna schedule that. Guys, if you want to see that, you know, put them up in the comments, guys. Make sure you are liking, guys. You gotta like. All right. Badina says, down on black beauty seems to be a worldwide obsession. Um, Rosa said, you speak Spanish and you are a business owner. Child, I don't know why you guys think I speak this great Spanish. My Spanish is very machucao. I'll be like, I speak out Spanish. It be very machucao, but y'all understand what I'm trying to say. Daryl says, LOL, I could not believe my primo talked the way he talks to the police. That is what I'm saying. I've
Yeah.
seen people like go in on the police, and I'm just like, wow, if you did that in America, you would either have gotten shot or beat down. And I haven't seen that here. Um, Rosa says every Afro-Antillean Panamanian needs to watch the YouTube documentary called The Panamanian Deception.
Okay, I
Oh,
want to
that's
see that.
actually interesting. I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna watch it. Okay, guys. Jen, do you want to say anything else?
I would like to say that uh, black people. Okay, just for you to know, black people, and that's just perspective. Okay, black people in the ghetto. That I mean, it's really serious out there. You know, black people because I was born and I grew up in Parque Lefebvre, and
Which is
back in the
Ria
day,
Bajo. It's close to Ria Bajo.
close to Rio Bajo, yes, but Parque Lefebvre was basically retired people that were working on the canal. But black people that lived in, for example, Curundú, which is Afrocoloniales, those do not speak English.
English.
It's crazy out there, you know. And I think because of the where we come from or our background is very different. My experience with the police, I mean, I had no encounter with the police at all. My brother, I mean, and I'm talking over a little. My brother didn't have any encounter with the police or my cousin because they were in Parque Lefebvre. Everything was like it was really I would say quiet and calm, and but I am sure that people that are, because Rio Abajo, it's, let's call it the ghetto. It is. Um, they have different experience because, of course, drugs were there, and and it's a different background. And my boyfriend lived, born and grew up in Mano de Piedra, and it was really, really bad out there. So that's why it would be great to have him on to see his experience as a black male growing up in that neighborhood.
Yeah, we're definitely, yeah, everybody does want to get his perspective. So I'm definitely gonna schedule that for you guys, and hopefully now we figured out the whole entire audio situation, so we won't be delayed the next time. So we're definitely going to get him on because I think the male experience, the black male experience, is super important, and I would love to have him because he does. I know him, and his dreads are super long. Badina says, thank you, Jen. Rosa says, thank you so much, Jen, for sharing with us. Please include your marido next time. Hear Gigi talking in the background. But Dina Babe says, thank you both. You are so welcome. Guyanese Brown Sugar says, thank you for your perspective, Jen. So I think everyone is content, and I just want to thank everybody for being like super patient with how everything was going in the beginning. But I just wanted to, like I said, I just wanted to share this with you guys so you guys can get a different outlook on what Panama is like for local Panamanians. A lot of people make these videos on YouTube about Panama, and they forget that there are people that are locals that their experience is would be something completely different. So I think that it's important that if you guys are going to move here and you are going to live here, get to know local people. Don't stay in the expat bubble, okay? Don't stay. I personally don't even have any expat friends at all. I just met one girl or whatever, and that's because she's my neighbor. But everybody that I know are either my cousins or they're like my friends, like Jen. I met Jen through my dad, and we actually gotten closer because she was pregnant we were pregnant at the same time. Basically. So I don't have any expat friends at all. Well, the one girl that I just met, like, 2 weeks ago or something like that, or 3 weeks ago. So I will say that, guys, if you guys are gonna come, get to know local people, make friends with local people. You might be surprised that you guys have more in common than what you think, right? Jen, do you want to add on to that?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. Get to know local people, and it's just so you can know that reality, because it's not perfect it's not perfect out here. But I mean, you learn every day. I'm not gonna say that everything is bad. I think the more you know, the more you can, work things out. I mean, I don't want you to think that it's really bad out here.
It's not.
The more educated you are, you can always slap people in the face. And I don't mean literally, but I mean who you really are. If you're a professional, you're well prepared, and you're black, you will always slap people in their face. That's always a good comment.
Yeah, I love Panama, okay? And as much I have experienced negative things because nothing is perfect, but I don't even know if I'm saying this correctly. I wouldn't want to be any place else at all. I'm happy that my parents decided to come back to their home, and I'm happy that I decided to follow them because I am a mommy and daddy girl. I think this was one of the best decisions that I've made, was coming to Panama and exposing my kids. Well, Gia was born here, but exposing my son to Panama with all, okay, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't want to go anywhere else. I would never go anywhere else, and I'm going to die here, okay? And I'm going to be buried here next to my grandmother in Cologne. So thank you, Jen, for coming on the platform. Thank you for being patient and not getting frustrated. I love you always, and the baby loves the milk, so I'm gonna buy it. And guys, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Make sure you like and you subscribe, and we are out.